Well, hello. Jane Hogan here, the wellness engineer, and this is Wellness by Design. Thanks so much for joining me today. I am excited to talk about this little topic. It's kind of funny when I think about it. So I call this "What You Eat Doesn't Matter as Much as You Think." And did you catch the double meaning there? There's a little bit of a double meaning, and you'll figure it out as we talk about it today. So I used to think when I first started on this healing journey, I thought that it was all about what you eat because I was in terrible pain. I could barely walk. I had so much inflammation in my hands. I couldn't turn door handles very well. I had big inflammation on my knees and my jaw and everything. Just really nearly disabled with the pain and inflammation. And I tried changing what I ate. And I cut out like gluten, dairy, sugar, and cold turkey. And then in 5 days, I had so much less pain that I thought, okay, this is it. It's all about food. Food is medicine. And I researched all this stuff about food, played around with food, and it did make a huge difference. It made a huge difference. But as I started learning more and studying more, I realized, and I came to learn, studies and so on show that it's not just about what you eat, it's also about how you eat, and specifically how you think when you're eating. So I found out that, if you might be eating cake and loving it and enjoying being around family and friends, and that is probably not going to be as bad for you as sitting down eating a healthy salad, but watching the news that's full of fear, and you're in a stress state. So how you feel when you're eating really matters. So to me, that's the starting point. Like, even though I experimented with a lot of different things, and it took me a long time to figure out things, and that's why I really want to share with you how to do things faster and better, and so that you can start feeling better sooner. So one of the first things I did was make this 3 simple ways to calm inflammation while eating. So you can download this. Actually, let me share the link with you. Where have I got it? Copy that, and I'll put it in the comments. There we go. So hopefully that should be showing up for you. So you can download, it's just a little 4-page thing. And I talk about why, first of all, why it matters what we're thinking and how we're eating. And that's because our central nervous system, actually digestion begins in the brain, right? So people used to say it was the stomach, and then it was like, no, digestion begins in the mouth. But digestion begins even before that in your brain, because you look at food, you start thinking about food, your brain starts producing chemistries to help you digest that food and sending signals to our digestive system, to our mouth to start releasing saliva and so on. So digestion really does begin in your brain. And so what you're thinking really matters. So what I've got in this, so let's go back. What you're thinking matters because it changes the state of your central nervous system. Your autonomic nervous system that's running your body is either in the sympathetic state, which is the fight, flight, fear state, or it's in the parasympathetic state, which is the rest, digest, relax, repair, rejuvenate, and heal state. That's the state we should be in most of the time. But when we have thoughts that create stress in our body, then our system shifts to that sympathetic state, which is like, okay, fight, flight, fear. I could need to run for my life. There could be a bear around. So our body is not focusing on digestion then. Our body is not focusing on healing. Our body is not focusing on producing all of the proper hormones and chemistries that will help us sleep better, will help us digest our food, will help us feel more relaxed. So all of these things, even thinking better. So all of these things don't happen when we're in a stressful state. So of course, we're not going to digest our food very well. And then if we don't digest our food very well, then we get problems with our digestive system. And then I know for me, that ended up leading to a leaky gut, which ended up leading to rheumatoid arthritis. So, it starts taking you down this road. And it's our thoughts. It's the thoughts that we are thinking about, but it's also our subconscious thoughts as well. So we can do our first part. The first part of this is getting control of our conscious thoughts. So I've got 3 simple little steps in there. So you can download this if you haven't got it. If you've been in my audience for a while, you may have this already. First step is to relax. So feel relaxed while you're eating. Turn off the television, put your phones away, focus on the people that you are with, and take a few deep breaths before you eat. Send every signal that you can to your mind, to your brain, that this is a time to rest, to digest, to relax, and all is calm. Okay? So the next thing I say, and feeling gratitude for your food as well. So that's the relaxation part, just feeling good, getting yourself into that feel good state. Second part is savor. So savor your food while you're eating it. Take time to notice the colors and the smells, and think about all the people that had a part in your meal, who got your food for you, who cooked the food. Think about the people that you're with and really enjoy being with them, and chat with them and talk, and notice how you're feeling when you're eating. So many of us are driven by, we have to finish what's on our plate, but maybe you're full before you finish what's on your plate. So paying attention to how your body is feeling as you're eating. Maybe you're full. So notice the tastes, the smells, the flavors, the textures, all that. Just really savor your food. And the third thing is to chew. So really do your digestive system a service by chewing the food thoroughly before you swallow it. So one little trick that I try to use when I remember is to take my hands and just put my utensils down, put my hands in my lap while I'm chewing. Ideally, you want to chew until your food is turned into a paste before you swallow it. It's a lot easier for your body to digest them. Okay, so that's that. But I also want to talk about how your thoughts, not just when you're eating, but also at other times, affect your body as well. So again, what you're eating doesn't matter as much as you think. And it's really matter as much as what you think. And this is all the time, all day long. So I was really fascinated by this book. Have you heard of this book, The Energy Codes by Dr. Sue Morter? It's called The Energy Codes, the 7-step system to awaken your spirit, heal your body, and live your best life. I think for me, this book was really life-changing. And just fascinating. You can see I got tabs, I got underlines and sticky notes and everything throughout this book. It's just fascinating. But one of the codes in these energy codes is called the chemistry code. And it's about having the proper chemistries in your body so that you can heal. And what Dr. Sue says, so she's been a doctor for 30 years. She's got 30 years of clinical practice. Plus her father also, so she kind of built on his work. And so they found out a lot about our chemistries in our body and how they are affected by our thoughts. And so what she says in the book, maybe I can even find the page where I underlined it. Let's just find it. Okay. I thought I had this. Of course, I picked up the book. Here we go. She says, we can eat a perfectly alkalizing diet and still end up creating an acid condition in the body if our thoughts, conscious or subconscious, create or generate low frequency emotions like anger, hate, resentment, remorse, or the number one acid buildup in the body, excess worry. So she's talking there about acid and alkaline. So we can have an acidic, well, our body is meant to have a certain, actually different parts of our body have different levels of acidity or alkalinity. Obviously, our stomach, we've got hydrochloric acid in there. That's a very acidic environment, but it needs to be to digest our food. But our blood, for example, has it stays at a really even. So it's very neutral, a little bit more on the alkaline side. So a lot of foods that we eat, or some foods that we eat, can be alkalizing, and actually they may be acid going in, but when they get digested, they turn to alkaline. So this seems really funny to me, but like lemons, for example, acidic, right? But they turn alkaline as we digest them. So some foods are alkaline producing and some foods are acid producing. The foods that are most alkaline producing are fruits and vegetables. The foods that are most acid producing are like animal proteins, grains, dairy, caffeine, processed foods, sugar. So when we have these foods that can produce an alkaline or acidic environment in our body, but what Dr. Seuss says in the book is that between our thoughts and our foods, thoughts matter way more. So the problem with thoughts is when we have thoughts that are stressful, we produce chemistries in our body that are acidic chemistry. So things like cortisol is an acidic producing chemistry in our body. So we can be eating all the alkaline foods that we want, but we can't counteract the acidity that's produced by thoughts that are producing these acidifying kind of chemicals in our body. So that's worry thoughts. So worry, anger, resentment, all of those thoughts create an acidic environment. How do you know whether you're acidic or not? So I've got this, remember in high school chemistry, we did the, acid pH test with litmus paper. So this is simply litmus paper. And so what you do is test the saliva in your mouth and see how acidic your saliva is. So that, it's kind of an ideal place it should be. So what I do as a little test, and this is taught in the book, and that is 2 hours, I don't eat for 2 hours, or I can't have eaten for 2 hours before I do the test. And I let a little pool of saliva build up in my mouth. I stick the little piece of litmus paper in there and see what color it turns. And then I take some lemon. So I'll take a little slice of lemon, and you know what it's like when you eat something very acidic like lemon, your saliva changes. You can almost feel like it's just releasing saliva. So you have this lemon and you taste it, and then you swallow it or spit it out. And then you kind of clean your mouth out, like swallow several times. So then you let the saliva build up again. And what you're getting then is the response. So how your body responds to this acidic onslaught. So ideally, it should be turning alkaline. So your body should be responding to that acid with more alkalinity. And it's really neat the way it shows up on this litmus paper. So I've been doing the testing. So ideally, we want to start with an alkaline or neutral environment. So that's green basically on this litmus paper. And then we want to have a response when we do the challenge with the lemon juice of turning more alkaline. So that's basically leaning towards more blue on the litmus paper. So it's really eye-opening because your responses can really tell you a lot about what's going on in your body. If you have this lemon juice and you don't have an alkaline response, then that means your body doesn't have alkaline reserves. So you need to do something about that. Watch your thoughts, watch what you're eating. And then if you're starting off and you're not even, at neutral in the beginning, well, you've got to do something about that. So it's quite interesting. This is stuff that that is taught in the book. And actually, I've just done some training by Dr. Sue herself. So I'm going to be offering a course in the fall on teaching the energy codes. Excuse me. So I'm certified to be a teacher of the energy codes. I'm really excited to share that with people, because the interesting thing about this, doing this acid and alkalinity, is that stuff will show up in your saliva long before it shows up in your blood, because the body will maintain the blood pH no matter what. It's kind of like the last thing that would change, because our blood is so critical to our operation, where saliva, not so much. So you can actually see earlier on if your body is heading more towards this acidic or mostly in an acidic environment. So then you can do something about it. So what she says is things like even leading to cancer will show up a lot sooner with a saliva test than it ever would with doing the blood test. So it's quite interesting. And I'm new to this, but they've got many 30 plus years, plus her father's work, years and years of experience with this. So, and the science to back it up. So it's quite interesting. I'm excited. If you want to, let me get the link. If you would like to join the wait list for the course that I'm going to be offering, I'm taking names for wait lists. It won't be till September. I'm going to copy it there. I'll put it in here in the comments. There we go. Oops, there we go. There it is. So I'll be taking names for waitlist for the course. It's going to be all online. I think it's probably going to be about a 28-day course, condensed. And I'll have some bonuses for the first people that sign up. So if you want to know when I'm offering it and be the first to know, so that you know about the early sign up bonuses, then you can join my waitlist there. Super excited to share it. Anyway, so what I wanted to tell you about, the one thing, I always finish the show with the one thing you can do today to improve your health. So my thing today is to suggest that you eat with love. So in other words, love your food, love your life, just feel good. Draw on anything that you can to make yourself feel good while you are eating. Okay? That will help you digest your food better, whatever you're eating. So I'm not even talking about making a change to what you're eating. I'm just talking about making a change to how you eat. Whatever you eat, feel good about it. Even if it's a treat, even if you're having something sugary, feel good about it. Say, really enjoy it while you're having it. Don't say, I shouldn't be having this. Feel good about whatever you're eating. Eat with love and enjoy the people and the food that you're having, and you will feel better. You'll digest your food better, and you'll be creating more of that nice alkaline environment in your body. So let me know if you've found some useful tidbits in this. I'd love to hear. And I hope that you have a lovely day. So thank you so much for joining me today on Wellness by Design. And I'll see you again next week. Take care. Bye.